Well, hello and welcome to all things fourth annual Christmas in July 24-hour live stream-a-thon, which is going to be taking place this weekend, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday and running nonstop through Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. But today you're going to see my face a million times, but you're going to also be seeing faces from the people that have helped make this happen, our sponsors. Now, so much hours and time and work and coordination and planning goes into producing a 24-hour live stream-a-thon, and it wouldn't be possible without the help. And this year, we're also doing something special. If you're new to Christmas in July Stream-a-thon, it started based on the nonprofit, The Christmas Widow, which is me. And as the years have evolved and we've poured so much hope, love, and inspiration out into the world, we are highlighting other nonprofits because it's all about awareness and hope and support. And this year, one of the nonprofits that we are going to be bringing awareness around for you is Izzy's Legacy. And so we'll hear from the founder of Izzy's Legacy a bit later. But all of this is coming together to create just a beautiful, beautiful event. So our very first sponsor that you're going to meet today, I'm going to bring her on here, Miss Giselle Quintanilla. Hello, beautiful.
Hello, Elena. How are you, my beautiful friend?
I am doing fabulous. I feel like with the lineup that we have going on today with all the sponsors and support that I'm getting a head start on the stream-a-thon. I'll be here all day.
I know as I'm listening to you, I'm like, wait, is today the stream-a-thon?
No, today is all about you and your business. But first, before we get into that, I just want to ask you, you have been part of this, I think, from year one.
Yes.
I actually think so. So tell me, this year, why did you choose to step forward and support and become a sponsor?
Yeah. Well, so to answer that question, I do have to actually go back. Okay. So I remember you and I meeting, very first time, right, through Zoom, and we're talking and you're sharing your story. The Christmas Widow, you're sharing your story and the initiative behind just what you do and bringing awareness to that cause. And I love stories. Number one, that's what I do. But also, you, Elena, you're such a giver. And you really are. And so for me, the first year being a part of it, the second year, and I think last year I said, whatever you need, I'm going to.
And I think you were out of the country. Were you in Peru or something?
I was in Peru.
I remember that.
Listen, because I really believe, and I love when, God brings people together and he puts people in your path and there's a common cause, right? And you, like I said, I see you, and every year I feel like I say the same thing. You go on 24 hours straight, no rest. I think you might slip out to the bathroom. I don't know, but that's so admirable, right? And so if at the very least I can support, whether encouraging an encouraging message on the stream-a-thon and, financially also being a sponsor, putting highlight to it any way I can, that for me is like the little bit that I can contribute to help your cause. And of course, Izzy's Legacy, because I love Marilyn Morales. So
absolutely. Yes. Oh, I love that. And we are just very appreciative. It is appreciated, and nothing is taken for granted. So thank you for that. So let's get to talking about you. Let's talk about you, your business, and all the things.
All the things. Mm-hmm. Well, I am the owner, founder of Ready Writer Services, LLC. And it is my passion. So I know a lot of people will say they have books and, they want to write a book and that's what I do. So I help people share their stories, write their stories in a book from start to finish, whether it's writing, editing, publishing, or even marketing and launching. My passion, it's not just about the book. It's about the legacy that you're leaving behind. When you're long gone and people are reading your story, or you're sharing your knowledge on an item, on a topic, or you're blessing a child, right? Because I do children's books, whatever that is, it's positive and life-giving, life-impacting literature. And so that's really my passion. And I love doing that.
I love it. And so for the person that thinks like, oh my gosh, I could never write a book, I wouldn't even know, like, are you the one that holds their hand and says, yes, you can, and I'm going to help you through the whole thing?
Yes. And that's my favorite type of person, by the way. That is my favorite. I love when people are like, I have this book, or I wrote this, or I need to write this, and I don't know where to start. And I love that, because that was me. That was me in 2017. And I was super frustrated because I knew I wanted to write. I didn't know how to go about it. And so I started in the business, and I've been helping people ever since. And I love walking that journey with them. I was teaching a class on writing, and I said, one of my favorite parts of the journey is when my clients get their books in the box, they order their books and they get it. And I'm like, take a video and show me, send it to me, right? Because I want to see your reaction to the manifestation of the assignment God put in your life.
I love that. The reaction to the manifestation God put in your life. Wow. Now, do you work mostly with, if they're writing, is it mostly like their own personal stories? Like, or do you help people write stories that are like purely fictional and like fantasy and like characters made up and things like that? Do you do both?
I do both. So I do nonfiction. I do get a majority is probably faith-based nonfiction. So it's their story, their memoirs. However, I also get a lot of devotionals, poetry books, and instructional books. So those types of nonfiction. But I do fiction as well. And I will tell you, that's like my favorite too. I love being able to be like, oh, you have this character, and just the imagination behind it. So yes, I do fiction as well.
Wow, that's so fun. My brain is like so literal. It would be like to make up fantasy stuff. So if somebody were to want to get started with you, when you work with people, do you work like on a one-on-one basis, or do you like bring several people into a cohort and work through the process as a group, or is it one-off, like one-on-one?
Yeah, I do both. Okay. So I do have classes that I offer certain times, and that's where it's a group. And, I talk to them about certain things because I have a workbook that also helps with the manuscript writing process. So we go through that together, and then I kind of tackle individually their assignments. But I also do one-on-one. And so that's a little longer of a stretch. It's 90 days, but I love it because it's a lot of accountability. So it's like the class times 100.
Yeah. Like pour some concentration on it and like get it done, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And some people need that, I mean, that's going to be the piece that actually drives somebody to get it done. And so that it can be a crunch time of like, but then it's complete and it's not hanging on for so long that it's like it loses that momentum.
And you feel such a release, because you have done the assignment and now it's the next step. And so, it's
how fun. Fun. So, and you said back in 2017, that's when you started your business, or that's when you started thinking about your own book?
That's when I was thinking about writing and doing my own thing. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, Lena, I never, ever on my radar had helping anybody else with their books. Like I was not like, I want to do this. Mm-hmm. It was literally, I wanted to write and get paid. I always say that. I wanted to write and get paid. That is it. God had other plans, right? And I love that. I love that because in 2018 is when I realized, this is when I want to help other people. The thing about it is when I launched my book, there were other friends who were like, oh, I have a book. I need to also write this book and do this thing. And so whatever you do that God has assigned to you, it's not just for you. It is to encourage other people to also complete their assignments and the things that God has placed on their heart.
Absolutely. And when it's so wild, because I've said this with a group like multiple times. So many people in my circle that we've gotten to like just know, and you just really have a connection with on some level. 2018 the year 2018 pops up again and again and again. And that's the year for me that really started this, because that's the year I became a widow. But I mean, there's so many of people that I know, even you know, but 2018 is that common year that something shifted. And every time it makes me go like, wow, because I think, God, what were you orchestrating
Right.
in all of our lives that we now have come together and we feel so connected?
Yes, I love that, because nothing is by coincidence, right? God is not a God of happenstance. He is very intentional and he's very strategic. And I love that. I love that.
I love that too. So tell us, if people want to get a hold of you, if people are sitting there saying like, I've had this book in my head for like forever, and hearing this, I know that it is time to get it out. How do they contact you, or what is their next step to work with you?
Yeah. So first, let me say, if that's you, if you're listening and that's you and you're like, I know I have a book, or I've been trying to write this book forever. First, let me say, it is never too late. God is the redeemer of time. And I have seen him move so quickly the minute that somebody said yes.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. It's just your yes. I'm going to encourage you, right? I'm an exhorter. So I'm going to encourage you to go ahead and say yes, because I'm telling you, you will be so just amazed at what God has to do. But the second thing too is, that is my specialty. So please reach out. You can find me on social media. I'm extremely responsive. Giselle Quintanilla on Facebook or Instagram, either one. Or you can email me at info@readywriterservicesllc.com. That's info@readywriterservicesllc.com. Again, I'm very responsive. I want to help you. Let me help you.
Yeah, let me help you. And the thing that for everyone as they're tuning in, who do we have on here? Hey, Addie, we got Addie. She says, I made it. Awesomeness. But the great thing that we're doing is for our sponsors, as the event comes together this weekend, all contact information, all links, like where people will be able to say like, hey, let me contact you. We will have that all available. So for anybody that's tuning in and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm listening, but I'm driving right now, I can't write this down. We will be able to connect you with everyone. So it's like so super, super exciting. Now, one of the other things is, I remember hearing at one time, do you translate books into Spanish?
Yes, I do. Yes, Elena, I feel like everything you say, I'm like, I love doing that. I really love what I do.
Not that I could read it. I don't speak Spanish very well, but maybe that would help me learn. But right. I remember hearing that I know what it was. The prayer journal.
Oh
yeah, the prayer journal that I created.
Yes.
I think it was Marilyn. Marilyn said, "Do you have this in Spanish?" And I said, "No, I don't." And she said, "Get a hold of Giselle. She'll help you do that." So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really super selfish in that I want my Spanish people to have everything. So I am like, if you have a Spanish audience, you have a target audience that speaks Spanish, or right, that your book is supposed to be in Spanish, I absolutely do translation. I do Spanish translation, and I have a very fine-tuned process for it. Because again, I'm very passionate about it. I understand we have different dialects, but it will be understood, I promise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, and that was funny too, because I actually was born here. I was born in Paterson, New Jersey, but my parents, bless their hearts, thank you, never let me speak English in the house.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were very, very strict about me writing and reading in Spanish. And so I thank them now. Right. Yep. Before it was, when you're a kid, it sucks because you're like, I want to do this. I want to do this. It's boring. Mm-hmm. But when you're older, you're like, oh, this might be a good thing. Mm-hmm. So I do offer Spanish translation.
That's awesome. I mean, and that is awesome. And it's a gift. I mean, it is a true gift. We have Addie saying, oh, we got Judith is on here too. She's saying she loves you. You are amazing. And Addie says, yep, definitely in Spanish. She's an interpreter here. She loves it. So, so before we wrap up, I'm doing something a little different this year with the sponsors. I want to give you an opportunity to ask me any question that you want?
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
And I think I'm doing this for me. It's just gonna be fun. No questions off the table. But honestly, like sometimes, people see you doing all these things and they see you coming out here, but there might be something that you've always wondered, or there might be something that you're curious about in anything, whether it be business or personal. So I'm giving people the opportunity today, while we're live, ask me anything you want.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, live people. This is a lot of questions. Okay. What do I want to ask Elena? And by the way, I love saying your name like that, Elena.
I love it.
I'm gonna say you. So it's year 4.
This is
right. This is year 4. Looking back, right? What your first year, and just what you saw, like, did you see, where do you see it going later, like so in year 1, did you see it right happening the way it's happening now? So now this is year 4 and you're doing all these different things, and not just this, because you have right the Prospera TV network, so like all of the things where God has taken you.
Yeah.
Could you have seen that in year 1? And then where do you see it going forward?
Great question. Absolutely not. In year 1 did I have a clue of any of it. I don't know if you had heard that story where I was really just praying on the Christmas Widow, the nonprofit, and I was broke. Like, I'm stressed. I'm trying to get my footing and stuff. And I was on my exercise bike and just trying to get my head clear. And out of nowhere, the Jerry Lewis telethon popped in my head. And I saw myself as a little kid sitting on the floor in front of my grandma's couch, watching the Jerry Lewis telethon with my grandma. Now, I don't even know if you know what the Jerry Lewis telethon is, because that might be showing my age. But it was for muscular dystrophy. And he went live in a telethon that was aired on TV for like 30 some hours. And he would bring guests on and performers, but then they would highlight all these people in a row taking phone calls, taking donations and stuff. And so I have no idea. I'm on my exercise bike and Jerry Lewis telethon popped in my head. So again, I know God will talk to you. And I always have to try to decipher, what are you telling me here? So when I thought about what was I thinking about when that popped in my head, and I was thinking about the Christmas Widow and how do I bring awareness? What do I do? What's something, and so when I thought of the telethon, and everybody knows I love to go live. So I was like, I wonder if we could do a stream-a-thon. Yeah. And so I started researching, but the first year I didn't know. Here's the lesson learned. Facebook will cut you off at 8 hours of being live. And I didn't know that. So we're mid-sentence with Michael Faber and it's like, boom, cut off. And I was like, what happened? So these are lessons learned. I didn't know what I was doing. And I think the first year we had 30 people because I was giving people an hour. And it was definitely different. But looking today, it's become more of something that people feel enjoyable about. They want to just be part of the goodness that you feel that comes forward in just this thing. Where are we going? I would love to do this live in person, in a studio, and have people be able to come in and go live round the clock. Still bring people in virtually, but actually have a central hub where if anybody wants to come and be part of it for the 24 hours, let's do it. And let's make this a whole big thing. So
that would be so awesome.
That's what I see for it.
I would book a flight to you.
Good to know. Maybe that'll be number 5. Next year's our 5th annual, and that's a good number. So maybe we got to start working on that one now. But that's what I would love to have, a room full of people coming in and having more conversation in real time and have it streamed, because now that we're able to take Prospera onto Roku, we can put this in like major global on TV. So yeah. Oh yeah, Addie says yes. Let's do it.
Let's do it. See, Addie's coming. I'm going. All right. So we're gonna do that. Okay, I have a bonus question.
Okay.
Okay. Do you stop to use the bathroom? Because 24 hours straight, girl.
Yes, I do. That's a good question. So normally what happens is whoever's coming on, when I can tell, like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom, I will leave them a message and be like, are you cool if I just give you like full screen? And normally it's Julie. When Julie will be on her, normally Julie's the first one. Usually, I don't know why, but wherever her time, I'll message her and be like, hey sis, are you good to like take the full screen? And she's like, yeah, just let me, let it go, let me be. So I'll pan out, I'll go do my thing, and then a couple other times I'll like run in the kitchen and grab some bites of food, and it literally is like just
that.
nonstop.
That's amazing. I love you. I am praying and declaring God's grace continually as you do this, because that is amazing. And if anybody wants to do a stream-a-thon, now you know the things that you have to do.
Yes.
That is amazing. You're amazing.
Yes. Thank you. And thank you so much, because it just means so much to know. Like even last year, I remember, you were in Peru and you're like, I'm out of the country, whatever you need. Like, I don't even know what we need to do. And that just says volumes. Like it really just speaks volumes for what we're doing here. So once again, tell people your business and where they can reach you.
Yes. Okay. So Ready Writer Services LLC. Make sure that you are publishing your book in excellence, writing it in excellence for the impact of the world. So info@readywriterservicesllc.com. Please email me or just look me up on social media. I'm there.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much. And for those that are wondering, when is the stream-a-thon? What is happening? We start this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we will be streaming through YouTube. We'll be sharing to Facebook because they'll cut us off after 8 hours, but we will be streaming to YouTube. So I can tell you right now, guys, go to Prosperity TV Network on YouTube, hit subscribe. There's already the live event in there. Click for the notification, and you will be able to see Giselle on that day as well.
I'm excited for all the speakers. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being a sponsor this year.
Absolutely. My pleasure. My honor. I love you.
Love you too. All right. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All righty, guys. So that was sponsor number 1 for today. We are going to be going round the clock. You're going to see me popping up at the half hour, on the hour. And we got more people on here. So, hey, Nikki. Hey, Tay. So be sure to keep coming back and checking in. We are going to be on like throughout the day, again and again and again, with all of our sponsors that are actually making Christmas in July 4th annual 24-hour live stream-a-thon possible. And stay tuned, and we will see you here in just a few minutes with another sponsor.